Hello and welcome to the Art of Connection blog, communications insight for leaders, professionals and opinion formers. My name's Simon Bucknall and it is Friday the 21st of December 2012. And if you're familiar with the Mayan predictions and the Mayan calendar, today is the day the world is due to end. Touch wood, so far so good. It may be the time difference, but let's give it a go. It certainly sets you thinking about the life you've been leading and also perhaps the things that you haven't yet done but would like to in the future. I find that happens every year towards the end of the year and also leading into the very beginning of January. It's a time to sort of take stock, reflect on what's happened, but also look ahead to what's coming. It's also the time of the year, late December that is, of the BBC Sports Personality of the Year. And with 2012 being the year of the London Olympics, as you might imagine, and as you might well know if you are either a viewer of the BBC or perhaps you're based in London or the UK, you'll know competition for the BBC Sports Personality of the Year this year was very tough. Any number of the finalists you'd think could easily have won in a previous year, but not this year. It was won by Bradley Wiggins, well-deserved, amazing achievements in the Tour de France and also in, of course, the Olympics too. But it set me thinking about moments in the year. Obviously, for sport, that was broadcast by Sports Personality of the Year, as well as a whole range of other programs summarising all that's happened this year. But what about events in our own lives? What about key moments, great moments, if you like, in your year? In my case, I gave some thought to the things that have happened, and it's been a busy year. There's been a year, if you like, as much about leadership as it has about communication, because I've held the role this year of president of JCI London, or as it's sometimes known, the London Junior Chamber of Commerce, about 150 members here in the City of London, and a global federation of more than 170,000 young leaders and entrepreneurs across the UK. Anyway, one of the moments that stands out for me this year relates to that role as president of JCI London, because back in January of this year, so way back right at the start of the year, we were in a hotel in Birmingham as part of a national event, a JCI UK national event called Inspiration Day. And it's a day which brings together JCI members from across the country to build energy and create enthusiasm and help to stimulate ideas for the year to come. And I can remember we had our keynote speaker for that day was a guy called Noam Kostuki. Now, Noam and I have known each other for some time. He's a great guy, fantastic speaker, very engaging, very thought-provoking. And you can see him actually, he's given one or two TEDx talks, which are well worth checking out, Noam Kostuki. Anyway, he was speaking on that day and was talking about goal setting, and you might think, well, that's a fairly obvious thing to be talking about in January. But he said something different, because what I was not expecting was for him to challenge us to think about our goals, yes, but then here's what he said. He said, I'd like you to, not to write them down, draw them. Now that I was not expecting, draw them, partly because I'm not a great artist. My wife is an artist. She teaches art to sixth formers. I'm not. However, I gave it my best crack and put together a brief sketch, and here's what I found I drew. What I drew was a simple sketch of a stage with a speaker, not me, another speaker, somebody else I had in mind, an audience and a TEDx logo at the back of the stage. And I looked at it and it was different. Seeing a goal rather than just writing it down or thinking about it, somehow I think did make a difference, because that was the vision, that was the goal I set. Above all others in terms of projects for the year, I really wanted JCI London, the Junior Chamber of Commerce for London, to host a TEDx conference. It had never been done before, and had no idea whether it would even be feasible. And you know what? We did. It took through until October 27th of this year. TEDx Square Mile, hosted by JCI London, was delivered. Not by me, it was delivered by a team of more than 20 young volunteers, many members of JCI London, some not members, some students, led by a special projects director whom we appointed to the JCI London Council. Dexter Dash did a fabulous job, and the satisfaction, the pride of seeing a conference being delivered with fabulous speakers. We had Graham Codrington, who's one of the world's leading authorities on the future of work, and also a fellow of the Professional Speaking Association, so somebody that I know and have met as part of that fraternity, but also Tony Buzan, creator of the mind map. It was the most brilliant event. The website TEDxSquareMile.com if you're interested in having a look for future years, because we'd like to run it again. Just check out that website TEDxSquareMile.com, or if you go on and search on YouTube for Tony Buzan TEDx or Graham Codrington TEDx Square Mile, you should find their talks online. And it really brought home to me, seeing close to 100 people in the theatre in the City of London at the Mermaid Convention Centre. It really brought home to me the power of a visual, or I guess you might say in this case a vision, because that's what Drawing the Gold did for me. And it's also our challenge as communicators to bring to life, to actually show people our ideas, our thoughts, our suggestions, our messages, rather than just tell people, to try to create something, particularly through the use of stories. So I wonder, what goals might you visualize for 2013? Because if I've learned one thing from this year, it's that actually not just seeing something in your mind, but even seeing something on paper can make a difference to how we think about, feel about, and act on our visions for the future. I wish you the very best. This is the first of what I hope will be a series of vlogs. So yes, think vlog rather than blog, to bring out videos so that we have a better chance of being able to show you ideas, and also to show you interviews and conversations with experts in communication whom we'll be talking to over the coming months. So if you are seeing this before Christmas 2012, then I wish you a very happy Christmas. And if you are seeing this at some later date, well, I wish you the best in all that you can do, all that you do. Visualize those goals, and we'll speak soon.